We're here now with The Legal Answer, and this is an informative segment twice a month here on Studio 10. It's brought to you by the Sinas Law Firm and personal injury attorneys Stephen Sinas and Katie Tucker. And joining us right now this week is Stephen Sinas. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, we're super excited and so lucky to have you in because you can answer these important questions. And today we're talking about personal injury cases when it comes to pedestrians and motor vehicles. So let's talk about, say, the unfortunate does happen and a motor vehicle strikes a pedestrian crossing the road. How does Michigan no-fault insurance come into play in this situation?
So although the pedestrian is not in a motor vehicle, because they're struck by a motor vehicle, it implicates the Michigan no-fault law. And when you're injured and you have claims under the Michigan no-fault law, you can pursue various benefits that include your medical expenses for your auto-related injuries, 3 years of income loss, and some household services in the event you can't do those because of your injury. So when you're hit by a motor vehicle, even if that vehicle isn't at fault, even if you were at fault as a pedestrian, you have a right to pursue those no-fault benefits. And you typically pursue them from your own insurance company. But if you don't have insurance, the system still allows you to pursue benefits through other insurance companies, through a process, through an entity known as the assigned claims plan. It gets a little complicated there, but even if you don't have insurance and you're hit by a vehicle in Michigan, you still have no-fault benefits.
No, and that's so good to know. And you mentioned claims. So what claims can the pedestrian bring against the driver of the motor vehicle?
So the no-fault benefits are benefits that you can pursue through your own insurance, and it doesn't depend on fault. But if the driver who strikes you was at fault and was negligent, you can pursue certain damages from that driver. It includes your pain and suffering and loss of quality of life damages that you're experiencing due to your injuries, both past, present, and also future. And it also includes what we call excess income loss. The no-fault benefits side of things, that covers your income loss for 3 years. But if you have income loss beyond that, you can pursue that excess income loss from the at-fault driver.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So how is a negligence case that the pedestrian brings against an at-fault driver all handled?
They're handled typically the same way as any other auto accident case. Our firm tries to resolve these cases before filing suit because we try to present everything to the insurance company and give them all the information so that they understand our case and we can just resolve it and keep our clients out of litigation. But if that doesn't work, you go into a lawsuit. And sometimes in pedestrian cases, there are various arguments about how the pedestrian was comparatively negligent, which means they were also at fault. Maybe they were looking at their cell phone. Maybe they were crossing where there wasn't a crosswalk. Maybe they were walking in the roadway where they shouldn't have been. So there's other aspects to pedestrian cases that can lead to more litigation.
Yeah, so clearly a lot of different factors come into play. So where should we get more information? And, you know, should this happen, unfortunately, to someone out there, our viewers, should they contact an attorney?
Our firm has a website, sinusdrains.com. We have a lot more information about the rights of pedestrians injured in motor vehicle crashes. In my personal view, if I had a family member or friend who were injured as a pedestrian, I would tell them that it's in their best interest to pursue their legal rights early on, and that includes getting a lawyer.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned the website, and all the information is on the screen. That's, of course, where you can ask the questions so we can get the legal answers. Thank you so much for breaking this down and really making sure we understand all of this important information. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.